camp? What have you seen from him specifically that has stood out the most?
Kyle's done a great job. I think that, the one thing I really admire about Kyle is him being such a young player, his ability to, learn the defense and to be able to react accordingly. He does a really, really good job of studying, which you don't really see from a lot of younger players. There was one instance when he came out to the practice field when we were going through walkthrough and he brought his notebook. Thought that was pretty interesting. Had never seen that before. And so that just lets you know how detailed he is in his preparation. And I think, he has a very bright future here at the University of Notre Dame.
Yeah, Alohi joked that he's like 10 feet tall. Having someone that tall in that safety position, how valuable is that?
Yeah, obviously, with his length and his speed, he has great range. And, with a player of that size, even when you're out of phase, you're still never really out of the play, due to, his length and his wingspan. And so great ball skills. He's been a great teammate. He's done a really, really good job of, coming in and assimilating into the group, and really excited to work with him and all of our younger players. We have a young group that's very talented, and I think that, our expectation is to play at a very high level throughout the entire season to give us a chance to be very, very successful this season.
Go ahead, I got it from.
Why is it especially important to be competitive playing cornerback, and how competitive is a guy like Troy Pride on and off the field?
Yeah, compete level is huge at the cornerback position because, to me, and this is just my humble opinion, it's probably the most difficult position to play on defense due to the fact that you're defending a lot of space, you're moving backwards, and you're probably playing against one of the better offensive players on the field. Compete level is really, really huge because to be really successful at the cornerback position, you have to have the win at all cost mentality. And I tell my guys all the time, you're never going to win every rep. You go into a game, let's say you play 100 plays, you're looking to win 98 of them, and if you win 98 of them and you blow 2 plays and you lose 2 plays, you have a chance of not having a very good game. And so every snap is really, really critical. So that's why the compete level at cornerback is so critical for to be successful.
Back up to the left. We have there you go.
Various stops, who have been some of the biggest influences on the way you coach and the way you try to get through, especially the younger players? You're a high energy guy. You try to keep their spirits up, like you say, at that position.
Yeah, absolutely. Through camp, it gets very tough at times, especially for young players to keep pushing themselves past their comfort level. And, so for me, one of the greats obviously was Coach Holtz. He was a huge factor in, helping me to become the player that I was. We always stress mental and physical toughness. In order to play this game at a very high level, you're going to have to be both mentally and physically tough. And it's going to vary at times. Also, a player that influenced me in terms of preparation was Marshall Falk. Interestingly enough, I remember we were sitting down and we had a conversation about playing not at 100%. And then he made an interesting comment to me. He said, "I kind of like it when I'm not at 100% because it makes me focus more." And I thought that was a really interesting point. And I had never really looked at it like that because, think about it. If you're not at 100%, obviously, the mental part of your game has to pick up because physically you're not all there. And, it's true. And I changed my mindset in terms of, the way I felt in my preparation. And so I try to relay that to the players. I was like, going through the course of the season, probably from August on, you're not going to be at 100%. You're going to vary somewhere between 85 and 96, 97%. You know what I mean? But you have to understand, you have to have the right mindset going into each work day, to do the right things, to practice with the right habits, practice with the right type of energy, and be able to execute at a very high level to give our defense a chance to win a national championship.
And then